Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas will be back in 2024. We haven't talked about that yet. That was announced, reported, leaked, whatever, by Woody Johnson before Sunday's game against the Commanders. It was about time that Woody Johnson said that. It needed to come sooner because there was a point where things are starting to crumble, and the guys in the locker room need to know that Robert Saleh is going to be back next year. So you better listen to Robert Saleh. He's not going to get washed out at the end of the season. He's going to be there. Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. Joe Douglas is going to be there. You guys better get your asses in line. This isn't somebody who is going to be somewhere else in 2024. So it was overdue, better late than never, and it's good for the program. It's good for what they're trying to build next year, for everyone to know now that they're running it back with what they thought they were going to have this year. There'll still be changes, and I think one of the most significant changes will be making sure that Aaron Rodgers is no longer assistant general manager. I think that title will be removed. They'll rip that right off of his work shirt. No more assistant general manager or assistant to the general manager for Aaron Rodgers next year. But otherwise, you just try to do next year what they were going to do this year, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. And again, it was shaky 4 or 5 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. There were some things there, and I think you listen to people who know people in the NFL. There was reports that Robert Saleh, it's not. The seat's a little warm there. They better be careful. There were some things that the question, about the way the guys were handling themselves, decisions made as far as managing the football game that I think were also questionable by Saleh. But, all in all, yeah, I think it's a positive that Woody comes out, makes that statement, right, gets everybody to step in line. Saleh's still the Sergeant General here, and let's act accordingly and finish the season off strong. And it's going to be interesting to see some of the moves and the decisions they make on their football team in the offseason. We know they got to improve the offensive line, right? You're going to have the Jets fan base and media up here questioning Nathaniel Hackett still. I don't know. I don't think that's fair, right? But that's still going to be a hot-button topic. And, the Jets got some work to do to figure some things out this offseason.
By the way, I'm no expert in the military ranking system. You use that term Sergeant General from time to time, which gets me 7 to 10 emails on average that there is no such rank as Sergeant General. There is a Sergeant Major General. It is a mostly unused military rank, but Sergeant General is not a thing. You may be thinking Surgeon General, which is an entirely different designation
right
altogether. But just to get ahead of it, folks, don't send me the email, please. I know Sergeant General isn't a rank. I've never mentioned it before, Chris, but I think
I knew that too.
Forget.
I think I knew it too. I actually did think I've been made aware of that before. I don't care. It made the point. And Sergeant General sounds even tougher and more important than just one of them by themselves. So it's a really important guy. I'm making up my own rank.
And by the way, Nathaniel Hackett, and where did I say this? I think I said it the day Miles Simmons was on. I said that Nathaniel Hackett has more job security than Kim Jong-un, just as a continuation of your whole North Korea rule and Sims Jong-un, which you called yourself when that all came up.
Right.
But Nathaniel Hackett's not going anywhere.
I wouldn't imagine.
He's not going anywhere.
Yes.
Period. It's Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett arm in arm. Rodgers was gushing earlier this year about how I won 2 MVPs with Nathaniel Hackett, ignoring the fact that the head coach in Green Bay is also an offensive guy who's ultimately responsible for the offense. That's what's so weird about it. Let's see how it goes when it is Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett, when there isn't a head coach who can come in and make sure everything's fine because he's a defensive guy. That's the one thing. For as smart as Aaron Rodgers is, every once in a while, there's these moments where it's like, I thought he was supposed to be smart.
Well, yeah, he just likes to connect dots that he wants to connect every now and then, not the ones that actually make sense to connect. But again, I think it's hey, Nathaniel Hackett, that was a really tough situation he was put in this year. It was a quarterback. He got stuck with a young quarterback who was learning another system, and it was thrusted upon him, early on in the season, the 5th play of the game, and he wasn't ready. And they had a plan of attack and a whole offense orchestrated around Aaron Rodgers and what he could do at the line of scrimmage and using his brains and checks and the way they use their formation and personnel to kind of call the offense and what they had orchestrated, in the meeting rooms between Hackett and Rodgers. That never got to come to life, and that's how the offense was based. And that's why they favored some older receivers who were smarter and been around the block a few times so they could understand Rodgers at the line of scrimmage and all the checks and do all of that. So, that was a big thing that was, knocked out from underneath the Jets and Nathaniel Hackett and his arsenal and as far as how he wants to run the offense.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.